Doggone it. Somebody hit the brakes too hard. My wobble head's still wobbling.
How
Hi,
you doing,
folks.
John?
Hi, Lily.
Good
How's
to be
everybody
here.
doing out there today? Can't hear ya. Make a comment. We'll read it. I'm
Good to
John
give 'em a
Zidar.
minute.
This is LilyStar. How you doing, Lily?
I'm doing well. Me and my microphone are doing great. So glad we could be here with you today.
You look like a sportscaster. I'm loving
I
it. You
can't,
look
I
professional
can't
with that
help it.
microphone. I think it
Like
does. It makes you look more professional.
it keeps cutting out really bad, so the closer I have it, the better. So
We
it's
have
what's good for
noticed
our
that.
viewers.
Yeah, we've noticed that the last couple of shows, and we hate to miss what you say, honestly.
Well, I will try my best to make sure you can still see my smile, and it
Well,
doesn't
if you
cover
ever
my
see
mouth.
me doing this, I know how it is, though. You really can't see what's going on in the screen when you're sharing your screen. You have no
Yeah.
idea. Oh,
Exactly.
speaking of sharing screen, let me get some news up for you,
Let's
folks.
do it.
This is news I've looked at over the last 4 or 5 days, maybe 6 days, actually. Where are we at? There we go. And here it comes. All righty. And I need to get my other screen so I can see you folks. There you is. How's everybody? Let me get that out of there. This is really great news, folks. It's no financials, no public offerings, no we've had a good year sort of stuff. These are actual events. You've got joint ventures, mergers, acquisitions, new products, deals they're making, whatever, the juicy stuff that you want to find when you go searching. If you don't have time to search, that's why I do this for you. This is a Cliff Note version of the OTC market. And that's what this is, all OTC stocks. Maybe there's 1 or 2 penny stocks in there off the NASDAQ, but primarily that is all OTC news. And I've read it all. There's some good stuff in there. Speaking of good stuff, boy, I was looking at a winner today. That's funny.
What were you on?
The ticker's WINR, winner.
Oh yeah, that one did really good today.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it, but I thought it was a reverse split. They were at 658% gains when I saw them today. It was not a reverse split. It was news. It was some sort of in-house deal with esports, getting a whole bunch of clientele, like 80,000 new customers in one shot. So it blew up. It just blew up today. 600 went from what? About 3 cents to 26 cents.
Yep, it did hit 26 today.
Yeah, I know that doesn't
That's
sound like a
incredible.
wild ride,
That's
but
incredible. No, that's incredible.
it is. That's the thing about being down. I mean, if you were on a NASDAQ, you'd have to go to like from $3 up to what? $26.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right. Exact same
Well,
thing.
I mean, even if you found one on NASDAQ, that's around 3 cents, and some of them are pushing it right now. They're getting close. But even if you did, more than likely when they have their runs, because they're not supposed to be that low anyway, you don't usually get as much gains, or you get harder sell-offs and stuff like that. So the OTC, when you find them in this area and they get that kind of news, usually you have, a lot of upside instead of people waiting to sell because they've been holding too long, and
Right.
there's a lot of pressure.
The strange thing I noticed about Winter was it's on the NASDAQ. It's not an OTC stock. It
Oh.
has a warrant. The warrant only went up 125%. Funny how I say only. Only 125%.
It tells me it's an OTC. That's weird.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
do OTC stocks have warrants?
Yeah, sometimes they do.
See, folks, I don't know it all. I know you never thought I did, but I come
and
across as I do.
I've actually found NASDAQ stocks that had their warrant on the OTC. That one really blew
Well,
my
I see
mind, but
that,
I've seen
but
that a couple times.
I only see that when they're in trouble, when the stock
Yeah.
is falling or being pushed off the NASDAQ. Temporarily, it's there, but OTC stocks from the get-go, I don't see any W's behind the tickers when
Gotcha.
I'm looking at all the news or the stocks running. So I didn't know there was any except those that failed on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange.
I do see it. So, I mean, I don't know if it's some kind of deal they set up and that's why the warrant's there. But it's not common to see on the OTC, but I have seen them.
No. But almost, I'm not going to say always because warrants can get valuable, but most all warrants are penny stocks. So regardless of the price of the stock, and maybe even better, stock is $20, $30, $100. They've all got warrants. and warrants can be under $5, and they run when the news runs. And normally you would see the company do 125% and the warrant do 628%.
Yeah.
But it was vice versa today. So there was some good gains for the stockholders on winter. We'll jump into some stocks here once we get done with the news twice for latecomers. Let me see if we've got any comments over here. I see we got 2. Hello, Nikki. Long time no talk.
Nikki.
Goodness gracious. Haven't talked to you in quite a while. And today, I'm still not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Today.
I say Tadaya. Maybe I'm wrong.
Tadaya. Or it could be Tadaya.
It might be.
We'll have a whole show on pronunciation of usernames. All right. There is our link, folks. If you want to join us over at Discord, we are now with Penny Boys. We were at Titan Trading. OTC section is all free. Penny Boys is mainly the major exchanges, and they got some serious traders over there, folks. We're not just a bunch of people hanging out. We're a group who knows how to make money on the market. And the OTC, it's the babe in the woods. I think, what's it been now? Maybe a year and 2 months, a year and 4 months we've built this up. So,
yeah.
And we moved back from Titan Trading back to Penny Boys. All right, news be gone.
I'm going to put a Discord link in the comments as well for everybody.
The last one.
Yeah.
Yes, John. Have you been keeping up with GTII, Lily?
I have seen it. It's had substantial movement for sure.
Yeah, and it's, you really don't see what's going on with this because most platforms, trading sites, they'll show you the volume, they'll show you the price, but they won't show you the number of trades. And that is really where the story is at with GTII. GTII, as far as I can tell, from all the buzz and from what I just covered the other day, is under short attack. This is being shorted since it was 10 cents a year ago. And it got to a point where, I don't know, people decided they were going to get involved. But here's what happened. The company started fighting back. The company did not like this, that the shorters were dragging the stock down. So they started offering incentives to the shareholders, not just a share buyback, which is good. That gives you shareholder value. But they wanted to give to the shareholder. So over here, and you can see, I wanted to show you here, today they did 6,400 trades. Yesterday, they did 8,000. The day before, 9,000. The day before, 6, 4, 3. We're talking over 35,000 trades in a week. That is ungodly.
That's a lot.
The volume is not showing that now. You've only had 5 million shares trade. But here's the thing. With a short attack, you don't have to buy a lot. You just got to move the price up. You just got to buy enough shares to move the price up. And you'll see people buy 1 share to push it down and 1 share to push it up. You'll see that on the level 2. That's why I like trading the NASDAQ stocks. They're free. You can play that game. You can really get into it. So this company has had a lot of volume in trades, which is not showing up. You don't see that in the volume. You don't see that in the percentage gains. But every single day, it's going up. And we're expecting something to pop here. Now, when I jump over to their news, I can show you where the shareholder value, not Gaddy. I saw that movie. It was pretty good. GTII. A couple times now, they've tried to give us shareholder value. Back here in the beginning of August, I think they even talked about it in July. They were trying to give a digital dividend directly to the shareholders themselves. But FINRA denied them and says you can't do it because we can't do it. We don't know how to do digital dividends yet. And there is a company out there that's just patented a way for FINRA to do this. So maybe right around the corner here, that'll start to happen and you'll get tokens and other sorts of things, NFTs as bonuses. But that one got knocked down. Then they did have good news. They did a deal with Wildfire Media Corp, which is in charge of 1-800 law firm. That is their company name. It's the phone number you use, and they're big. And they've got to deal with them. If Wildfire Media does 25 million in the next year, they get a bonus 100 million shares. So they've got an incentive, and all their shares are locked up. So you don't have to worry about them selling them, bringing the price down. Then now maybe you can explain this to me, Lily.
Maybe.
And this news came out that they lowered the strike price on the warrants.
Okay.
A year ago, they gave warrants out with a strike price of $2.75, and they've lowered it now to $2.
Okay.
Now, I understand what a strike price is. That's your bullseye you're aiming for on an option. I understand what a warrant is, a promissory note to buy a share of stock sometime in the near future at a very good price. I have never heard of a strike price on a warrant. Can you
Well,
help me with that?
I have heard of that. And usually I see it in two scenarios. There are some warrants that are locked up. Okay. So usually they're saying when the warrant hits $2, they are allowed to sell or convert them. So that could be one scenario. The other
Do they
one,
call that a strike price when it hits the active point on the warrant?
that's how I've seen it. Yes.
Okay.
That and the other one, it's not necessarily to do with the warrant. It's usually the main ticker. What it is when it hits the strike price of $2, then the warrants are now valid. You can oh my God,
cash them in.
Yes, you can do that. So it's something to do with that. It really depends on how it was written up. So I'd have to read more into it. But, if you want me to, I can definitely check that out before next
Right. I
Thursday.
could have gone back a year ago and found that filing and done some real DD, but I didn't.
So
but in either
usually
case,
something to do with that.
In either case, this is the way that they have brought value to their shareholders. Now, what I find interesting here is in the short attack, you got people trying to bring the price down. Those are active players. Then you've got people who want to be a part of that short and ride the surge up. Those are us investors who are not in the company. Normally, the people already holding shares are just sitting back, ready and watching, but they're not playing. They're not active. This here actually gets them involved. This gets them wanting to look at it now. So they've got a 75-cent gain here on every single warrant that they got. Now, I haven't seen anything else, but this is what's going on. And with trades like 5,000 plus every single day, I don't know of another stock. I've been trading for about 5 years now. Never have I seen a stock do 5,000 trades every single day for a week. No, I have seen a lot of shares. Yeah. HCMC was doing a couple billion shares every
I remember that one.
Yeah. That's when they were suing Philip Morris, and everybody thought they were going to get rich.
I don't know how many millions I bought myself.
Right. So that is really the story behind GTII. It is the amount of people every single day playing this stock. And you never know when a short attack could be squeezed and all of a sudden it rips to $70. Yeah. All I can say is if you're in it, don't get silly. Sell half of what you got when it gets that high, at least.
You definitely take profits.
Way up, right?
Take profits. Now, we do have a comment from CC that was asking that we're going to ask in Discord for the best platform to trade OTC. But we can help you with that, CC. So I'm glad you asked. Me and John both use TD Ameritrade. Mm-hmm. But those, they cost to play the OTC. E-Trade, they cost as well, but their price is a little bit lower. And I want to say that John even negotiated his price for his OTC trades because he's doing so many of them.
Yeah. I did. Because I was a day trader, they gave me a better price.
Yep. So that's an option as well if you want to get with your broker. Fidelity also offers OTC, but they offer like the top 200 or 300. It's probably the more that's more less risk is what they offer, but those are free. As far as I know, Fidelity is free.
The benefits too. Webull has some OTC.
They're starting.
No fees, but you get a trading platform associated with your account. Same with TD Ameritrade. You get a free trading platform that is affiliated with your account. So it's not like you're having to use TradeStation, see what you want to buy, and run back to your trading platform or your broker and do a trade. So there are advantages. As she said, Lily, I did negotiate my price down to $4 a deal instead of $7 because I showed them I'm trading every single day. And they said, no problem.
And that's amazing.
But you got to ask. They won't offer.
Didn't even know that was a thing until you said it, though. So that's good to know. So a TD Ameritrade is like $6.95 a trade. That's buy and sell. E-Trade, I think, is $4.95. And then Fidelity is free. But like I said, I think you are limited on so many tickers. I don't use Fidelity personally, but it is free. And then Webull's just starting to offer them. I know there's more. I think First Trade will allow you to trade warrants. I don't think they charge for it, but the warrant, or not the warrant, the OTC has to be 10 cents or higher. They won't let you trade it unless it's 10 cents or higher. So, there's some upside and downside. You just have to find the right platform for you. Anything else, John? I don't know if I covered them all.
Well, that's the thing. We only use what we use.
Yeah, I don't know all of them.
Yeah, unless you've actually driven them all, you don't know. And that's why I've got to ask people, what is it like over at Fidelity? Because the truth of the matter is, they only give you a little bit of information on the outside, looking at the company. Then when you get in, you find out, you only sell OTC from a penny up. Oh, I want to.
Yeah, that could be it too. And I like playing the 000s and 000s.
Right. Well, you don't want doors shut. You want to choose. I don't. Right.
That's why I pay.
All right, we've got some questions coming in now. So
yeah,
let me see if I can move around.
Look at everybody here.
Great to see you, Brian. Okay. Good to see you, Brian. Todorovic. I tried. CC, good to see you. Jerome, Horace, great to see you again. We are lucky to have you folks here. You're the reason we come here. If you weren't here, I could do it by myself like I do every day.
Just talk to each other, John. Anyway, Jerome was asking, I would like to ask about FFIE.
You got to go back.
Did I miss somebody?
Yeah, no, I put up Tadai's here for ILIS.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. We're not communicating. We're just talking.
Jerome, we'll get to you.
Yes, we will. So ILIS had news today, she says, came out. They had a share lockup opportunity. Now, I was just glancing through this, and most lockups I'm familiar with have to do with management, insiders. They can't unload their big amount of shares onto the market because they can drastically affect the price. But this doesn't seem to be that. In line with this progress, now they tell us here that they've really grown a lot since January 2021, and they have. Honestly, ILIS is one of my favorite OTC stocks, and I don't even hold it right now. I know that sounds silly, but I have been watching this stock since it came out, since Karen Courier saved this thing from the expert market. And it has just been a wonderful company. They're growing at leaps and bounds. They're going into electric vehicles. They are working in high rises, putting in sprinkler systems. They got the metaverse to train people. I mean, they're growing, and fire is never going to end. Doesn't matter what the economy or who's the president. Fire is always here. So they've got a strong business that is just getting bigger. I really like them. I think they've got this would be a good long hold. I like ILIS. So what have they got going here? In line with this progress and efforts to create maximum value for its long-term shareholders, ILIS will be providing its shareholders with an opportunity to lock up ILIS shares in a preference category as follows. I'm getting the feeling this is kind of like staking in cryptocurrency, maybe not selling your shares and putting them in there. Shareholders will be given the opportunity to lock up common ILIS shares in the preference category for a period of 24 months. Participating shareholders will receive a percentage in consideration of the number of shares that they choose to lock up. Passive income, folks.
It does sound like staking.
Right. Participating shareholders may receive a consideration percentage in ILIS shares, which offers the opportunity for these shares to be converted for shares in emergency response technology or any other ILIS subsidiary where legally possible. Now, this sounds a bit like tokens. People presume tokens and cryptocurrency is just synonymous, and they're not. Tokens actually represent a portion of a company. A company, let's say Amazon comes out with drone delivery. They could come out with the Fly High token, which supports their drone. And you would buy the token, and Amazon could crash, but the drone business be doing good. Your token would be solid. It would be good because it's only based on that subsidiary. So this sounds like they're making some sort of smaller
Yeah,
token or
but it
share.
also sounds like they're trying to encourage the investors to stay invested.
Oh, that's the
Like,
bottom
so
line.
to build up, that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to accomplish. I mean, I would think by this time, everybody's heard of Eyeless and what they're doing, their acquisitions, and how much they've grown. So, do they have potential? Absolutely. And something like this, I'd have to read it thoroughly, but something like this does sound very appealing. That if they can
Yes,
encourage investors to stay invested, then they're starting to accomplish the goals they're having rolling out for the future, right? So
I
that's
see them
not a
being
bad
very
thing.
creative. I mean, they're
Yeah,
they're finding new
I like that.
ways to give shareholder value. The management is working. They're thinking about the shareholder, and that's what you want. A company
Yes,
thinking about their shareholders. You know, like in the movies, we can't do that. We got shareholders to answer to. That's what we want.
exactly. Yeah, that
And this
happens in the movies.
And this sounds like they're being very creative by creating some sort of staking in their own company, which I haven't seen anybody do yet, not on the
I
OTC,
haven't either.
where if you'll keep your shares with us and not sell them, we'll reward you for that with some sort of percentage payouts, a
So,
dividend.
do we compare it to a dividend? Is that what it is? It more closely to that?
They'll come
Either
up with a new
way,
word for it. And if they do it, watch it get copied.
that'd
Watch
be
it.
amazing.
Right now, they have to find ways to appeal to shareholders because the whole markets are falling. We are really desperate on the OTC right now.
Yeah,
And not only are people not buying shares, they're getting out of investing. They're,
yeah.
they're just stopping. People are leaving the markets. There's a lot of people leaving right now, and you can't blame them. There's not a lot of hope there right now. It is a good time to buy, but not when you're broke from the inflationary period, paying for gas and food. It's nothing is a good deal, and a good deal isn't even a good deal because you can't afford it. So I think it's a great thing. I think it's
Creative.
great to die. I like what they're doing there. How did the stock respond to it today?
It went
Barely at
down.
all. Barely
I
at
didn't see
all.
much. Yeah, I didn't see much. So either this news isn't digested or it was already known. That's what it looks like to me.
Right. Now, what am I looking at there? 4 hours. Let's get you out of there. All right. 4 hours. So 6 months ago, she was at 37 cents. Right now, we're just about a
Yeah.
dime. It has gotten on top of the 200 here, and it's bouncing on it. So I'm secure right now. Now, I like Eyeless, but again, it's the market. And everybody keeps asking, what about this company? What about that
Yeah.
company? Well, unless you found bad news, blame market sentiment, folks. These companies like Eyeless are not doing anything wrong. They got great income. They got deals constantly
Yeah.
coming in. Now they're giving us shareholder value. There's no reason for this to be so low except market sentiment. If you can afford, take advantage of these prices, folks. This market is down. It's going to come up, and companies like this are going to blaze. No pun intended for Eyeless, but it's going to blaze when the market gets better. This company is in many different countries, and they just keep doing more and more. They're making huge fire trucks. They're making small electric ones that can go through the forest and fight forests. They sell this wands. Do you know they got a special wand, Lily, that actually it puts a mist out like an umbrella, but it's not about saturating the fire. It suffocates the fire. This
Oh,
umbrella of water blocks out air so that it can't breathe. And the fire is put out by suffocation rather than being soaked.
that's cool. Yeah.
So they've got a lot of stuff they're doing, and they're just getting bigger. And let me tell you, every single country, every single city, every single business has to worry about fire. So everybody is a potential customer.
That's
So
true.
I like Eyeless. They're in a position for growth. Everything is down right now. You're pushing up against this current. You really have to have something in your pockets. And right now, they're trying to launch. I applaud what they've just done. That's the first time I've seen that. I hope other companies catch on to that.
And I'm going to read up on it. I'm going to keep an eye on it too because, I missed the initial run up or whatever. I've been looking for a good spot to get in. I was thinking it would fall back to those fives and it didn't. So I just missed it when it only hit like 6 something and came back up. But I do like this one.
Yeah, she may ride right, as she was riding down there in the 5, 6, 7 range. She may ride right about here for a while. Just another plateau up. The technicals don't show a lot of strength right now that wants to go anywhere, but she does look secure on top of her 200. So I would definitely, if I had the money, I'm moving tomorrow, folks. I am moving from where I'm at. So this is the last time you'll see this background. I would definitely get into ILIS. I would like to get into ILIS because this is a company I see going the long shot. It's not a startup company anymore. No way. They're doing, what was their revenues? I know it's good.
I just know they've been getting a lot of acquisitions and stuff and trying to grow.
Well, that's a big jump. They were making nothing in 2020. Remember, they came into business in 2021. So their first year, they did $11.2 million. Not bad for a startup company.
Not bad.
And quarterly, oh my God, look at that jump. Quarterly,
Wow.
that is almost 20 million in 3 months. They did 11 million the whole year.
Yeah, they've already done that. So that's amazing.
You see the momentum that ILIS has got here. They're kicking ass. They are. And they got to keep about 6 million of it. So they're doing good. So I like ILIS, and I think what they just did is a great thing. If you're holding ILIS, I would definitely dive into exactly what that is. See how much you can earn passively. Start making money keeping your shares in there.
Yeah.
All right. We got another one.
Jerome has one up there for FFIE.
FFIE.
Look at that one. I want to say I've looked at that before.
Faraday Future Intelligent Electric.
Yeah. Did they do a reverse split or something recently? I can't remember. I'm pull them up.
It's on the NASDAQ, so we may not get all the information here.
Yeah, I think they did a reverse split. I could be wrong. It was something.
Come on, boys. All right, we got no news. That doesn't mean there's no news. It just means it didn't come in over here.
I actually charted this one today, it looks like.
Yesterday, they had an SC come out. Let's see what this says. Somebody moved some shares of voting power. It's a pretty good chunk, too. 66 million shares. Let me see. They got an 8K 3 days ago. That's going to be interesting. What do we got here? Entry into material agreement. All right. They're doing something, aren't they? On September 23rd, Faraday Future entered into a heads of agreement with FF Global Partners, the largest holder of the company's common stock, which is probably that 66 million we just saw being moved. Nominating corporate. I'm trying to see if there's a change of control or anything here. I'm not seeing anything. It's just a bunch of legal jargon. Yeah, I can't see anything that's jumping out at me right now. Let's see if we can get a little bit of insight. Maybe let's try Google for the news. I would like to see what's going on with it. We could go over to Twitter. All right, looking at the news, and we want to look at news current. Let's say the last week. September 26th, Faraday said on Monday the electric vehicle startup had reached an agreement with its largest. All right, somebody can explain what we were just looking at. That'll work for me. Yeah, why not? Had reached an agreement with its largest shareholder to resolve a governance dispute, adding that Sue Swenson will step down as executive chairperson. The company said it had raised $100 million to start the production of its FF91 electric luxury car, adding that Brian Krolicki will also step down. That's two people stepping down. The company, whose shares rose 30% in trading before the bell, said Adam he has been appointed as the new independent board member.
I got a member or one of our people on the chat saying Faraday has a lot of issues, crazy shareholders, crazy CEOs, death threats, etc. So there's no telling what's going on here, John.
Death threats.
Bless it.
So this is one you'd probably be entertained to do some DD on. This is definitely a movie here, death threats. So they've got something going on here. Did it respond well on the charts? Let's see. No.
I didn't look closely. It looks like it's down right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. It was a reverse split, or maybe it just was already a low float. I cannot remember. But it did have a substantial move to the upside, and now it's just been bleeding off since then. And I wish I could remember because it would help me.
Well, let's see if we can get some cheater information over here at Twitter. FIIE, right? Yeah, got it. All right,
Yeah.
let's see here. Faraday reaches agreement with shareholder. Board subjected to death threats, misinformation campaign. I wonder if it's being shorted. That's what happens a lot of times with shorts.
Well, yeah.
False information comes out to help pull the price down. Great week. Descending broad wedge. Let me see. No, this is all still current. September 22nd, misinformation has affected its fundraising efforts as a startup looks to start production of its FF91 luxury. That's not a bad looking vehicle. Interesting style. So I would have to do some more digging here. It never really helps to have that sort of information floating around the company. It's going to get people looking, but I don't know if it's going to get people buying. I would have to do some more investigation. I have not heard of this company before. I like their vehicle. I like the way it looks. I don't know how close they are to actually getting it out.
Faraday Future.
They're calling that a truck. I mean, I thought I read truck. And everywhere I look, I see a car. If this is what the new truck is, we are really changing more than I thought we were. So
maybe it wasn't a reverse split or anything. Maybe it's just because this low before now was like back in May. We had a bounce, and then it came on up to 785, and it's pretty much. I mean, it gave all of that back pretty quickly, and it's been bleeding off ever since then.
Yeah, that was one heck of a drop afterwards. Going back a year just to see what was going on. That's the hour. Thank you very much. We were at $10 a year ago, and she was falling hard, except for that bounce, except for that one bounce that got over the 200 at 785. And she is at a low right now.
Yeah, this is a brand new low for this one.
Yeah. Now, in saying that, folks, this was a low. That was a low.
That's true.
That was a low. Okay, there was its last low, but everything below there are new lows. So it's not like, oh, it's at a low. Well, yeah, it's had lows for over a month now. So it is at a low. It could go lower. Ain't nobody saying it can't.
So and that's the thing. You can play it. You can play it. This low right here may hold up, and you get a little bit of gains here. Probably play it back up to 85, 89 cents. But you would want to wait for like a confirmed reversal. You would want for a breakout.
We do have
wanting to go a little bit further with it.
The volume's been steady for these last few months and increasing. It's just not getting the right price action from all the volume it's getting.
And the market's not helping that.
And the market isn't helping a whole lot of companies.
No, today was pretty rocky out there.
Okay.
Do we have anybody else? I'm so sorry. I've been looking at charts and stuff.
Let me see what we got here. $6.95 commission on TD trade. Yeah, I got mine down to $4 just by showing them I was a day trader. Today, never had a problem buying any OTC stock with Fidelity in 2 years, and Fidelity is free.
That's good to know. That's what I've heard is like 200 or 300 tickers, or it has to be over a certain price. Yeah, so it's good to know because, I mean, if Fidelity is going to allow me to get to my 000s and stuff like that, I would love to have a Fidelity account because it's free.
Yeah, if you want some penny CC, I know TD Ameritrade sells everything that is on the open market.
Yes, they do. Except for our gray markets now. Isn't that wonderful? The expert market.
All right. I see there's not any questions unless I've missed something. I got a stock I do want to share with you.
I'm looking. Go ahead.
Okay. I covered this yesterday, but I do want to cover some more information about it because it occurred to me. I knew this stock. WSRC had big news yesterday. Western Sierra Resource Corporation announces a $1.9 billion federally funded mitigation agreement. It's a done deal. They're not discussing it. It's done. They've gotten virtually $2 billion to work on this dam and this other stuff. And what they do is pull all the sediment out of the bottom. They fix the erosion on the sides. They take care of beaches. They do flood control, lots of stuff like that. Though they do some other things like mining to hedge against inflation and stuff. So the company was doing $1.2 million a year. And now they're going to be making $200 million a year for the next 5+ years. That's what they're going to get, $200 million a year. Now, when you read their description here, they tell you that their primary business is in water rights. They own all these water rights, and they help people bring water to where they're at so that they can increase their property's value and do whatever it is they need to do. And they tell you here that they have already particularly chosen a field. They have, for beneficial use, they're going to do irrigation and cultivation of high-value industrial hemp with which to manufacture green building products for the construction of affordable hemp homes. Now, I did a video quite a while ago on GHMP, is it? GHMP. I think that's right. No, Global Hemp. There it is, Global Hemp Group. WSRC is a subsidiary of this company. I did not bring that up yesterday when we talked about this because I haven't looked at this company in over a year and a half. It was a year and a half I looked back at this. They are part of the Colorado Haze Group, already got their license from the state, already there. They've got over 1,000 acres they're growing hemp on, trying to get another 6,000 acres. Right next to their plantation, they have a factory built. They have a research and development area. They have their offices. Right next to that, they have a showroom community that they are building. Not one house, an entire community that people are going to live in. They're all going to be hemp homes, hempcrete, hemp wood, hemp insulation. They're going to be bringing in solar power and all these other green, innovative products into these homes. This is a showcase for the rest of the world. They want to basically franchise this. They want to show how well this works and then rebuild it everywhere else. And they're going to, all the products that they need to build the homes, they're going to make. So WSRC and GPHPF are working together, and they have got a great situation going on in Colorado right now. They just keep buying more land. The last piece of news I read, they bought 664 more acres. So it is going on. And I just read the other day, excuse me, is it 42 states? Something. A major portion of the states have now allowed hemp to be used as a constructive product in homes. This is big news, and nobody's talking about it. It is not an issue. It is not. And here's the big news, folks. It's as green as you're going to get. Hemp. It takes 3.5 acres to make one 1,500 square foot home made out of hempcrete. That sequesters 60 tons of CO2 out of the air, just growing that 3.5 acres. And for the life of the brick, which is hundreds of years, these things are waterproof, they have bug proof, they're fireproof, they don't deteriorate, they don't put off any vapors, and forever they're sucking pollutants and carbon out of the air. Not only outside, but inside. They're cleaning your home. So this is going to be a huge deal, even though they're not talking about it. Green is where we're going. And wood, all this wood we're using, all of this stuff for homes, it's not replenishable. This is expensive stuff, and it burns. You can't burn down a hemp home. Imagine what your insurance is going to fall down to, since you can't be flooded out. You can't be burned out. You can't be termited out. There's a lot of pluses here. So
there will be a lot of upside there.
This is the only public company right now working with hempcrete and hemp products. They make a hemp wood that is twice as hard as any hardwood out there. So don't overlook this. It's not getting any highlight right now, but that's when you want to look at a company. You know they're going to explode, but nobody's loving it right now.
Yeah.
Now's the time to consider it. A penny.
Yeah, maybe you could pull it up, John. I can't even pull it up on my Thinkorswim.
Yeah. GBHPF.
Yep.
I got her.
Huh.
That's a year chart. She was at just a little over 3 cents a year ago. Now, I think it was over a year ago I looked at it. I've actually got a video out, and it's not very good. I'm stammering. I don't have my transitions good.
You're all nervous.
Yeah, those were the early days. Okay. Our high here is only 10 cents. Only 10 cents, but this is back before they were doing anything. They got the water rights, which took all that property and doubled its value. As soon as they got WRC, as soon as they got that water company over there, put water in for all the housing, for the factory, for the irrigation of the crops, boom, all the value of the property doubled just right there. So there is a lot of good going on with this. But again, market sentiment, not a lot of news, not a lot of inspirational stuff out
I mean,
there.
it's very interesting. Now, you don't hear of any. I do know of a few other products that are being substituted for lumber and stuff like that. I think one of them was a sand brick. I can't remember, but they pretty much just press it until it's hard, so
That's
it's
got to
water
be heavy.
resistant. They are heavy. They are heavy.
Yeah,
But
they've
that
got.
was another way, and this is the same thing, but I actually think I like this better.
Yeah, these are really light. You could have a brick 3 foot by 3 foot, and you
Mhm.
could pick it up over your head.
Yeah.
Over your
I
head.
want
Yeah,
I want maybe
big
it's
brick.
maybe it's not catching on, or it'll take time, but maybe it's not catching on because of the aesthetic appeal. Maybe it's just they're all a certain color and that's it, and nobody
Oh
wants
no.
it.
I'm going to ask you to watch my video because I got pictures of the
I'll
homes
watch
they
it.
built. You can drill into it. You can actually put it on your roof as the roof. You can nail
Okay.
into it. It's
Huh.
it's really some miracle product we're just not using. And when we start using it, people are going to say, "Why haven't we been using this
Well,
forever?"
yeah, if it's more affordable and it sounds like they're trying to spread it out, countrywide to make it more obtainable for, living situations, lower income places. I mean, this could be a huge solution right here, I think. But what do I
I
know?
have Fidelity
I
and
will
oh
watch your
no.
video though.
Yeah, it's not the greatest, but the information is superb.
Yeah.
The information is superb. I have Fidelity and own NoHo, 0.0001.
No
NoHo.
ho.
Now,
I
I
think
don't
we've
know if
heard of
you mean
that.
NoHo ticker or you mean NoHo company. I do believe the NoHo ticker goes to drink, or is it vice versa? So I'm not quite sure there. I used to own both, and it confused the hell out of me for the longest time. One is NoHo the company, and one is NoHo the ticker.
Yeah.
0001, I got a bunch of those, folks. I got a bunch of stocks that are down in the triple zips, and you can't do anything with them down there. You might want to add a little bit, but they've fallen there and they've been sitting there for a long time. And under these conditions of the market, unless they come out with some
Yeah.
Titanic sort of news, I don't expect them to spring back into life. A couple of years from now, I was just reading the other day, someone said they were holding one of the stocks I talked about. Oh, AIAD. There's one. AIAD, he's been holding it
Yeah.
for 5 years, a bag at 98% down.
Oh, bless.
I know that feeling. The OTC has taken a hard tumble, really,
It
really bad.
has.
And it's a great buy time right now. So it's not that the companies are bad. AIAD just had a huge contract with a unicorn fintech. Unicorn means that it's a startup company worth at least $1 billion. And it's a fintech company. They won't tell us the name. Probably smart. You would be surprised how many shareholders actually call the companies that they read about and end up harassing the companies and put the deals in jeopardy. So a lot of times you won't hear who they're doing business with
Yeah, that
until
makes
the deal is
sense.
done.
That makes
So they've
sense.
got that. It's a multi-million-dollar deal. He's quite happy. Finally, 5 years later, he's got some news that might pick his stock up.
Hopefully.
Oh,
We did have somebody that asked about the WINR, the warrants. And
yeah,
I just wanted, Belmore, I just want to let you know that we did cover that in the beginning. John was discussing the warrant that they had on it.
yeah, winner. I was surprised to find out that the warrant was on the OTC market. I thought it was on the NASDAQ. Winner, I thought, had a reverse split. It was running so bloody hard today. It was up at 628% when I saw it. I don't know where it fell back down to. Let's see here. Winner, WINR. We fell down to 430. Whoa, look at that volume. Woo wee. That's a weekly chart. Let's come down to the 4-hour. Well, the day was solid with volume, and she is just approaching the 200. They had news that came out today. They had made a deal a while ago with Diverted River. Diverted River is an entertainment technology organization started by the founders of GG Circuit. GG Circuit was sold to NASDAQ-listed Esports Entertainment, which is this company now. And then they go and tell us that and it was kind of tough to read because all these companies are together. Esports, GG Circuit, Diverted River, they're all together. But Diverted River had a whole bunch of clients for their esports. I haven't really got the gist of what's going on here, but they did a deal with them and got all of their customers. And it's an esport business. There's a lot of news here, but this is what had it running. I don't know if it's gambling. I don't know if it's, I honestly don't know. I haven't followed this stock. Let me see here. Their experience, relationships, and reputation provide a solid foundation to grow Diverted River into a powerhouse company servicing the technology needs of the broader $35 billion family entertainment center industry. Well, I wouldn't consider it gambling if it's family entertainment. So probably not gambling. But that's the news that had it running today. And it was running just today, wasn't it? It didn't have anything going on yesterday. That's an hour.
Velmore, you can also, once the stream is done, the video will be there, and you can always go back to the beginning where we talked about GTII, because somebody else was asking about that, and we talked about winter with the warrants. We did go over it a little bit. More research needs to be done. I need to read up on those warrants, but I do see what you're talking about, and I just don't have the information to read up what they're doing with their strike price and stuff like that, so I'm going to read into it. Okay, so, and we also got one, John, I'm sorry, you want to finish winter real quick?
No, I was just looking. She's above her 50. She is one full line above it, just sitting there, winter. I would keep my eye on winter. I didn't expect this news. I read it, and it's like, really? 600% on that? I didn't get it, but obviously a lot of people did. So I may
maybe
not
it was
get
anticipated.
Tomorrow. Just watch it. When you see a stock that goes crazy one day, it could go crazy the next. It doesn't hurt to put it on your watch list. So what do you got for me, Lily?
Yeah, it's Tadaya. If you have time, VISM, reverse split 1 to 1350. This was a trip I've had, a cybersec company, thoughts on potential and reverse split. So I did confirm, did they already reverse split? And Tadaya said they did today. So that's what's being said, because I wanted to find out had it already happened. But when I look at it, it's sitting at 0.0009.
Yeah, I'm not seeing where the reverse split would happen.
So it's
a bit confusing. I have seen a stock running, and you see the big jump. You see the reverse split. You come back a week from now to look at the chart, and they balanced all that out. The jump is gone. They've adjusted the chart and it's like, why did you do that?
Maybe that's it.
I don't know. I don't see anything here. We're on the 1 minute here. There's the 5 minutes.
Actually, it's now VISMD.
It's got a D behind it?
Yeah, that's what Di is saying. Yes, D is in
the D is temporary. It means it's going through some change, and once their change is complete, it could be a ticker change, name change, share structure change. Whenever you see a D, it's only there for a time being, and then it will disappear. Yeah, normally, the same ticker will remain unless that's what they're changing. So, yeah, I don't see the reverse split here.
I don't either, especially that many shares. So maybe it's just not being reflected yet.
What is the count on the share? How big is it?
I mean, what I see for the past 20 days, I'm looking. It went from 0008 to 0013, and they said it was a 1350 for one. That's a lot. I would think that would make it way higher. I could be wrong. I'm used to seeing these on the NASDAQ. So, I mean.
Where is the agreement? I don't see where it's announced. I'm trying to find the disclosure where they spoke. I see the not 10K.
What's the ticker you're looking at there, John? Is that the right one? I'm sorry.
VISMD.
Oh, okay. They've already got it on there. Okay, gotcha. You're right.
Now, yeah, see, now look over here.
Oh, it says 5 over there. That makes more sense.
$5, 313%. Okay, here's the problem, folks.
It's not updated.
Is the old ticker. We got to add that D, don't we?
Well, I tried and it didn't show me, but mine's acting dumb
Now
right
you
now.
got to only show for one day. May not even come up
Maybe
yet.
that's the problem. Nope.
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 So
Yeah,
it
our stuff's
hasn't caught
broken.
up yet. So the new price is $5. Don't go by that chart. Whoa, boy, from
That makes more sense.
0009 to $5. That's more than 313% gains. So wherever it jumped to, I'm not sure what the split was, but wherever it jumped to, it obviously kept going up. You don't count that, and it would be more than that. What is that? Oh God Almighty, that's got to be something like 5,000,000%, 5,000,000% gains.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
So I mean, I'm sure that's right because there's 3 zeros on that side and 2 zeros on this side, and it ends up being a huge number. And when you're talking percentages, you got to add 2 more zeros.
Dia says on their account it has $5 now, so that's where they're seeing it too. $5.
Smack dab $5. And we don't have any new news going on here. I don't see any catalysts. I had a friend that was trading this a couple of years ago. He would talk to me about Vism. God, there's the first 10Q that they've got. Let's see what we can see here. Wasn't Vism, let me see. Vism Technologies is a Florida corporation that was originally incorporated as Jaguar Investments. They changed their name to Vism. The company is focused on digital risk management, cybersecurity, technology services for network physical security, the cloud, mobility, infrastructure, the Internet of Things. So I'm presuming that's what they're doing right there. Not much. They don't have any news, but that's their business. And you know, it doesn't help. Most people, when they raise their price, they do it for one of two reasons: to get onto a better market or to just appeal to marketers that don't buy cheap stocks. But if you don't have anything going on, if you don't have any news, if you're late on your disclosure, that doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. So maybe
$50 would solve your problems on Vism. That's what they're saying. So when they do that reverse split like that, though, you know, nothing's changed unless, you know, they start buying it up and it starts running up, or they close some kind of deal.
Now they need to follow this up with a nice press release. Something they're doing.
So
the reason we raise the price.
Yeah, this could bleed back down. The reverse split is just going to adjust your average if you were already in it. So it can get pretty ugly, actually, if you're in them before they split.
Is there a website that can show you where you can be said symbol? Not quite sure what that means. I'd love to answer that question, just not sure what.
I don't know.
And
John may have a website. He's got a website for about everything.
Here. Love all the comments, folks. Velmore, Mackenzie, great to have you here. It's a new name, a new face, and you're a subscriber. Thank you. Jermaine. Yeah, it's Benny. Hi. Hi. Great to have you folks here. Let's see. We did talk about GTII and Winner, which everybody seems to be paying attention to these. That's good, folks. You know,
while we're here, John, I'm sorry. While we're here, and I don't see any of the tickers to go over right now, but maybe we should just touch on Voyager real quick. I know a lot of people were trading that one. It did have a nice move. I think we should cover it, you know, just since that just happened. And then we'll try to finish up with the few tickers that are left, and then we'll get out of here.
That's a great one to bring up. You want to start off?
Voyager went up. Okay, so FTX announced that they were going to buy out Voyager's digital assets. And of course, this was good news. Initially, we saw it drop to 0.08 range. And I looked away for like 10 minutes and it blasted and I missed it. So I was going to call that one out. I really was. I'm so upset.
Yeah.
Anyway,
most of you don't know, Voyager is a cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Like
like a platform, like a brokerage, pretty much. We can trade it.
And they owned Coinify as well. That was another one of their platforms. They got rid of Coinify. I do believe that's gone now. And they got a buyer. They were going bankrupt, going bye-bye. But folks, look, learn a lesson. I'm not trying to be cheeky here, but learn that if a company has branding, if you know the name, if they're making money, they're not going bankrupt. It's just a way to restructure their debt, get things better. And sometimes that means selling the business. And that's what they did. They found someone to buy the business. This thing is making, oh my God, what is 120 million a quarter?
It was, I think.
Quarterly.
It was up there.
Now, they're going bankrupt right now, and they're still making money. $102 million the first quarter of the year. They were in bankruptcy there. That's when it all started. And you go and look at their recent money, they are still making money. So I fully believe they're going to recover now. They've got someone buying them for, what is it, 1.4
I can't
billion?
remember. It was in the billions, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's not a cheap price. So I personally think Voyager right now being so cheap. I remember when Hertz was down here. I watched Hertz fall, ride the floor.
I remember.
Now you don't even remember Hertz had a bankruptcy because
exactly. You remember nothing was wrong.
Right. And that's what's going to happen with Voyager, in my opinion.
And John is saying this, and we have another analyst named Amy in our Discord who trades a lot of crypto. She knows about FTX and stuff like that. She's saying the same thing. So FTX, I'm not familiar, but I think there's some kind of conglomerate that goes around buying assets like this. And that's what they did. They bought Voyager's assets. But she told me usually they do not just wipe off whatever it is. They don't get rid of it. So more than likely, they're going to allow Voyager to continue and just use it as what it is, maybe making it better as time goes on. The problem right now, because they're buying assets, so far as I know, no talks have been discussed about how to make their shareholders whole because their money's still locked up. Everything's frozen right now. So we still have a lot of panic. So it did drop a little bit to 0.08, and then it blasted to, I think, 0.21, 0.020. No.
We'll pull that chart up.
It was 21. And we have a heavy resistance around 22 cents, you guys. So that did not surprise me. Now we're coming back down. We trended down to about 11 cents, I want to say.
Yeah, just over 11 cents.
I don't hate it here. I would like to see some better candles, like all these red ones. I would like to see some nice green uptrend, but I don't hate it here. And I think it does have a possibility of, once these talks keep going through and all these decisions and whatever they're going to happen to, what they're going to do with Voyager, I think eventually, it will be fine and they will recover and maybe drop off that Q eventually, or maybe FTX, if it's traded somewhere, maybe absorbs into that one. I don't know. But right now, the market reacted with, buy the rumor, sell the news. They definitely sold the news on that one, but it is holding up pretty well. What do you think, John?
Well, they said one of the greatest things was that this sale is going to speed up the restructuring process.
And that will help.
Oh, yeah. People hate to wait. They really hate to wait, which is also, it's like a yellow light. The light's about ready to change. Either to actually slow down or speed up when you see that yellow light. It's a decision. And right now, we have just been told there's a buyer, big change, and they are going to speed up the restructuring. And you don't restructure a building unless you're going to use it. That's my opinion. You buy it to use it. And if it's making 100+ million every 3 months, that's a good purchase. You definitely want to keep that puppy rolling if you can. And there are some problems. They've still got to work out all those other things, not just with the shareholders, but with the company itself, because they had some people lose money in there with some of the cryptos. So there are things that still have to be worked out. But in the long run, I think it's going to get back up. It was $11 6 months ago. She had 22 cents before the bankruptcy. And right now we're at 11 cents.
11. And it's been holding like all day. It's been hitting around that, and it's been holding. I like it, and I'm going to continue to watch it.
Do you think it's a good entry?
I do, because I think it hit it at least around 3 times or very close, 3 times today. So I kind of want to see, because OTC doesn't usually care about the market. SPY wasn't doing so hot today. The overall NASDAQ was not doing so hot today, and I just wanted to kind of get some confirmation this is a good support. And then, I would definitely take an entry there and see how this plays out a little bit, or just take my short-term gains.
Yeah,
Now,
everything is a bit, she did have a strong run, and that's the market now. Strong
yeah,
run, take your gains. She held them yesterday, but today everybody sold off. But
yeah,
there was a lot of people back here. That's what they got into this for after the bankruptcy, is for a
yeah,
run. And
that's
they
right.
got it. So they're all dumping out now, and you're going to start getting people have been playing the stock. I think you're going to get investors looking at this stock now. People who
Yeah,
see it as the floor and are going to ride it back up, and they're not going to be getting out.
yeah. And that's what I would do is try to follow the news heavily on Voyager if you're interested in it for that and keep up to date with that. But I do like
I
the
like
fact that it's
Voyager
holding
for a long haul.
11. I do
I
too.
like Voyager for a long
But
haul.
I also can't say, well, there'll be any pain for it. There may be. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to have to do to get everything restructured. So
So you've
just
got
keep
11
keep
cents
in mind
today
of
and
that.
$11 6 months ago. So
It
you're looking at
yeah
10,000% gains
yeah
to get back to normal. Every
yeah. It
hundred
does have a
dollars,
big. There's a big window back to normal. You're right. There's a lot of
every hundred
upside
dollar bill
potential.
would make you $10,000 if you bought it at 11 cents and it got back up to its high when it was doing business like normal. That would be $10,000 for your 100. What I'm saying, folks, is you don't have to go broke. You don't have to pile
No,
into it. I know you want to hit a home run, but wouldn't it be nice to just throw $100 bill you
we
forget
all like
about? I don't need it. And then 2 years from now, it's up to $11. It's like $10,000. I could use that.
yeah.
Ooh. And don't go saying, I wish I'd have bought more. We all say that.
Well, I mean, you could put grocery store money in here if you want to and just see what happens, you guys. I mean, don't hurt yourself, but it's got huge potential. Like probably more upside than downside since they have this restructuring going on, right? We
Oh,
did get
okay.
another question. What's that?
I see GBN Hawaii was straightening me out on the NoHo. He wasn't exactly
Uh,
asking about NoHo. He was just mentioning I can see NoHo on Fidelity. So they
Fidelity.
knew them,
Yeah.
the floor. They go right to the
Yeah.
basement. Good
That
to
is the
know.
basement. Good job. Thank you. So Tactical Reviews was asking about ILIS and QIND. Tactical Reviews, we already covered ILIS, probably about 15 minutes into the video. We
Yeah,
did
we did
cover it,
cover
and you
Island.
can rewatch it once we're done streaming. We like ILIS. ILIS has got a lot going on for it. I will say that. And QIND, I'm not familiar with that one, John. Are you?
Which one?
Q as in
QIND.
Quebec, IND.
No. If the people don't mind, I'll take a look at it.
I mean,
We
I
don't
figure we
have to.
finish up these last few tickers before we leave them.
Yeah. It's not like they lock the doors on us and we have to sleep here
We'll
overnight.
be here as long as we want to.
QIND. Yeah, we're paying by the minute. No, we got to get over here. Okay, QIND. Let's see here. They're not making any money. We'll just kind of blur through here. No money.
No money.
Share structure 21 million. Could be as low as 17 million. That's not bad at all.
That's not bad for OTC.
They tell us they aim to be a global leader in the manufacture and assembly of industrial equipment and precision engineered technology, oil and gas utility sectors. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe it's not. You can't always trust the description.
It's
News.
moving.
We had news a couple of weeks ago. Quality Industrial Core comments on the OTC market actions. Expects to close its first acquisition September. Well, this would be the big news. What acquisition? ILIS. Look at here, ILIS.
Oh, they're working with ILIS. Okay, that makes sense why you brought up both of them.
Recently
that makes sense.
Engaged independent registered public accounting to align its parent company, ILIS International. Its parent company.
Yeah, because QIND's only been out since like August, John.
All right. So it's almost like a spin out because they just called ILIS their parent company, which would make them a subsidiary of ILIS. The newly appointed accounting firm's presence in the region has led to a faster audit process. Upcoming United Arab Emirates headquartered subsidiary. They're doing a lot of work over there in United Arab Emirates. They're getting a lot of money. Quinn has already successfully completed its first tranche payment of $1 million towards completion of the acquisition. So they're actually doing something. That was at the end of August. And that other news, just to see, I don't see any bad news here. It all looks good. Pink current verified profile.
The lowest I've seen that their stock, I'm looking at it right now, is 15 cents.
Again, they're talking about ILIS here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Quality Industrial informed by the OTC markets that the company will be moved from the QB market back to the pink. Okay. The company reapplied to the OTC markets as per standards due to the change of control announced June 2nd, where ILUS acquired control of the company. I don't think I knew that ILUS got this company. Like I said,
I
they're
didn't either.
always making deals. And this company was working with what? Just oil and gas utility sectors. Well, seriously, oil, gas, these are places where fires are going to happen. You want to have precautions. It's not just about fighting fires, it's about preventing fires. There is a lot of business. I was in the Navy, and for 2 years, that's what my job was, preventing fires on the aircraft carrier, going around making sure nothing would start a fire. So there's a lot of business just in that arena. So obviously, Quinn is aligned with a good company, and I've always said, this is a tactic for measuring the success rate of companies. Who are they aligned with? Are they aligning themselves with companies that are doing something, working hard, thinking of their shareholders? Ta-da! So I don't know much about Quinn, but they're with a company that I like. One of my favorite companies on the market, and I don't own it. I know.
Hey, there's always opportunity, John.
That's right. It is on my permanent watch list. QIND. Let's get rid of this one here. Oh, I had both charts because each ticker had its own chart. The Voyager before the bankruptcy and the Voyager after the bankruptcy.
Yeah.
That is 5 minutes there. Let's just back this out to 4 months. You said this hasn't been out very long?
It said August, and I think the low I saw was 15 cents. And
August
to be honest, that's impressive that their low is 15 cents. And are they pink, you said, or are they QB?
They are pink now.
Wow. So impressive. And it's probably because of the ILUS following. There's a lot of people in ILUS that like ILUS and what they're doing.
Just got it just came down and came right back up. And it doesn't look bad. Now we've got a 50-day SMA here. You had no SMAs here. And honestly, folks, people trade using their tools. And without them, they just put the price where they think it should be. But once a line comes into the picture, now they have more places to put it. So it's now riding on top of the 50, which is a great place. Technicals are looking good on it. I don't know what they're doing for income. I don't know that sort of stuff. But as I said, they're aligned with a good company. Hey, thanks for bringing that to our attention. I appreciate that. Yeah,
because I'm going to check into it now. Appreciate it. All right.
So is there anybody we missed?
Toner. They just brought up Toner. GBN Hawaii.
AHOY. And I said, that's not a ticker. That's a hoy.
So they're supposed to become pink current. Hawaii was saying, what kind of moves usually happen after? So what do you usually see when something happens to go pink current?
You get a jump. Let's see how late they are. Toner was a hot stock for a while. I don't know how long ago it was, but she was running.
We've talked about it a few times past month.
I'm getting a feeling this might be a Karen Courier play. Maybe. I may be wrong there because she's got about, 18 or 20 companies under her belt.
She's always into something, John.
Let's see. 6:30 attorney letter 6:30 quarterly 6 annual report 12. All right, so they've got attorney letters coming out here in September, and you only need an attorney letter with an annual disclosure. You only need them with disclosures because you don't have a CPA. You got to get an attorney to verify the information, not the numbers, just the information. And we've got 2 of them here, but the annual came out way back. Well, actually, they just did the annual. That's it. There you go. This is the period for which they're filing for. They just filed, my God, all of these, every single one of them.
Uh-oh. Wow. Oh, boy. That's a lot of work.
This is all September. All of these. Wow. And a bunch of those have just been in the last week. A ton of them. So they've got a lot here. I see they have been having to redo some of them. When you do that many, you make mistakes. That's what happens. And there's a lot of them here. They had to refile because they're making mistakes. The attorney letter's been put in twice. Once this is all caught up, this should jump. Now, of course, a stock jumps based on two things: speculation and value. Does the company have value, or is there something we can speculate, something we can put our hopes in? Have they tweeted something? Are they teasing us with something that could happen in the future? That's good enough. It will bounce. Now, it's not coming off the expert market. The expert market, you can get a surge, you can get a rocket launch, and it'll crash back down to earth, but you can get a launch. A pink, you'll get a good bounce. Normally get a good bounce. So if you're in it and you're looking for an exit, I don't know how far down she's come for you, but you're probably going to get a bounce out of this. She has a verified profile. She has a transfer agent. Those are all good things. They say she's in business. They say she's a shell risk. So obviously she's not making any money. But what exactly is she doing? Working with NFTs, cryptos, and IP licensing? Okay. I haven't kept up with the company. I haven't read any of the news. Do they have news? They do. Last piece of news that came out was in April about the first ever mint your own feature for NFTs. So it looks like they are working with NFTs. It just, seriously though, NFTs have gotten a little cold. The cryptocurrency market.
They're just starting to pick back up now.
Yeah, the inflation has hit everybody, everything. The metaverse, nobody cares about the metaverse right now. We got
right
dinner on the table. You know, it's coming. There is no doubt it's coming. Don't let anybody talk you out of the metaverse.
We're going to have some virtual dinner.
Meta, Facebook, they're going to be king again. I guarantee you. They were brave enough to take the leap first, put billions of dollars into it, and they're going to come back.
Them and Google are going to definitely.
Their commercials are driving me wild. Have you seen the new Meta commercial?
No.
Where people can be in a actual bicycle marathon, you know, a race, but you're at home riding your bike in the metaverse. You can see the guy next to you.
That is cool.
I'm getting ahead of them. And it's like, cool. That's what we're talking about.
See, John, that's not going to be good, though, because they're going to talk so much smack. So much smack. I'm a gamer, John, and I don't need that. You can always
turn off the volume. In real life, you can't turn them off.
So I don't need that when I'm trying to work out or win a race. I don't need that. I don't need that negativity.
And on that note, smack talk, we're going to call it a day.
Oh, we didn't get to the rest of the questions.
We got more.
Yes.
We got more.
So they were asking about the best IPO site, and I know about IPO Scoop. I don't know any another one. If you find one, let me know.
I have to look for IPOs. I don't have a favorite page I go to for them, especially for the OTC. The OTC, there's not a lot of great pages for us. You've just got to read the news and keep up on it. Twitter, honestly, you can put in a $sign and put in IPO, maybe even the word OTC, narrow it down, see if you can find something there. You know, make use of 100,000 people doing research. See if you can tap in there. Again, Google IPO, OTC, or NASDAQ, whatever it is you're looking for. Just don't put an IPO. And of course, make sure, folks, that you're using your tools. You're going over to Google, not using your tools. You're wasting your time. Oh, my God. I always filter down, you know, OTC, IPO. You don't want to see stuff from 10 years ago. So come into the time frame and break it down to what you want to see the past week. And then you'll get stocks, Silo Pharma, OTC. You know, this is how you find what you want. Or you can just jump over to the news. The news is going to be more detailed. You'll get a lot of articles and stories over there in the other place. But you can keep up with IPOs like this. And you can get yourself, do they still do it? Where's the alerts?
I've never seen that.
Huh?
I've never seen that.
I use it. I don't see it here. Is it under there? No. I got alerts. I get alerts. I put in OTC, IPO, merger, or acquisition. And I can get it once a day or as it happens, and it comes right to my email. Boom.
I have the ones that come in my email, but I can't remember how I got them.
Yeah,
I do know what you're talking about. Maybe I did see it on there, but yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about now. Because they'll email me anytime it's searched or it comes up with news or something like that.
Yeah, there was a button that said alert, but I don't see it here. I can change my alert and add to it from my emails now, but I can't do an alert. And that's one of the best things. If you're constantly looking for something all the time, why should you be the one looking for it?
That's right.
Get alerts. Find some place that'll email you.
You can customize your indicators on your charts, you guys, and you can customize your DD. Do it.
Customize your DD.
I mean, that's why you're here every Thursday, right? Custom.
Yeah, absolutely. So that we can share. You know, I didn't know anything about QIND. Had no clue.
Well,
I didn't
exactly.
know what that was.
And hopefully we can bring y'all some value as well. So I'm sorry we didn't get to everybody, but y'all had a lot of questions this time.
I'm actually glad we didn't get to everybody. That means we're getting more people.
Well, we're so glad you were here. And if you'll be here every Thursday at 4, we're definitely here from 4 to 5. And we've already went over.
Yeah,
about
I was a little
15
shy this week, folks. Like I said, I'm moving tomorrow, so you know where my head's been at. I have been keeping in touch with the market, but I haven't been in it deep because, well, I got everything else I'm into deep.
You ain't missed too much right now, John. Still trying to figure out what it wants to do, John. So we'll get there.
We will be here next week, same time, same channel, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Savings Time, whichever we happen to be on then. And Lily will be here. Yeah, Lily?
Yeah, I don't have anything next week. I should be here. I'm going to be here with some fire plays. Woo.
And we'll be looking for you too, folks. Bring your tickers with us. The earlier you bring them, the earlier we can get to them.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, we'll see y'all then. Thank y'all so much for joining us. John, thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you. Thanks for putting up with me.
Always. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
folks.